And this standoff means the House can't get any work done, effectively sidelining 1/3 of the government. The important numbers haven't changed for McCarthy. He needs 218 votes to become Speaker, but throughout all these roll calls, he hasn't been able to get above 201. There are roughly 20 conservatives who refuse to support him. A few of them are voting for Oklahoma's Kevin Hern, the rest for Florida Congressman Byron Donalds. The Democrats are united behind Representative Hakeem Jeffries of New York, but they're in the minority. Senior reporter Teresa Woodard has been following the votes every step of the way. What happened in the last 30 minutes?
Boy, it sure feels kind of like a baseball game that's in extra innings now, because that 10th round of voting just wrapped up. No big changes in the numbers. And at some point, maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow, they'll go to the 11th.
House Republican leader Kevin McCarthy hoping a new round of concessions would create cracks in the conservative opposition aligned against him.
A speaker has not been elected.
But 20 ultra-conservative colleagues continue blocking him from securing enough votes to take the speaker's gavel.
This dung crap, which is chaos.
McCarthy himself acknowledging defeat even before the latest votes were cast Thursday, saying he does not expect any new ballots today to yield a different vote tally than he's gotten the past 2 days. But he believes he's making progress.
Nothing's agreed to until everything's agreed to.
According to ABC, some of the concessions McCarthy has made to the so-called rebel Republicans include offering to change the House rules to allow just one lawmaker to force a vote to remove him as Speaker. He also agreed to put more far-right Republicans on the House Rules Committee and bring bills on term limits and border security up for a vote. Some of the holdouts reportedly are willing to accept his offer, but others are digging in their heels.
Does it look like I'm ready to make a deal?
The paralyzed House means members cannot be sworn in, receive classified briefings, and have limited power to help their constituents. Even payroll for some congressional staff is on hold.
I think the American people has seen a sharp contrast between the unity of House Democrats and the ever-deepening dysfunction and division of House Republicans, and it raises serious questions about the ability of House Republicans to govern.
Now, 3 Texans are among those 20 holdouts, and all 3 continued to vote against McCarthy today. That includes Keith Self, just elected in November to represent Collin and Hunt counties. As of last night, he had not met with McCarthy. Well, they did meet for the first time this morning, but Self still voted against him.
Well, thank you for continuing to guide us through this chaos. Here's the million-dollar question. How long can this last?
Yeah, everybody wants an answer to that one, don't they? But there is really not a good answer. As long as it takes for somebody to get to 218 votes is the real answer. A vote of just present, not for or against anyone, that does lower the number of votes that it would take to actually get to a majority. So a lot of people may be wondering, why don't Republicans just start voting present instead of actually voting for McCarthy? Well, it's tricky because all 212 Democrats continue to vote in that united bloc for their candidate, that if too many Republicans voted present, well, you would end up with Hakeem Jeffries, the Democrat, as Speaker.
Yeah, I know this has gone on now for months now and whatnot. How long are we talking here?
Yeah, so this is actually not the longest ever Speaker vote. The longest took 2 months, starting in December 1855. It ended in February 1856. That was 133 rounds of voting. We're not there yet. Yeah, but we might be. Who knows?
Let's hope we don't get anything near that. I mean, is there any candidate who could break this stalemate, who could be acceptable to McCarthy supporters in the holdouts?
There's a lot of people who are just wondering if there's anybody who could actually break through. We've heard the name Steve Scalise that's come up many times. He's from Louisiana. He ranks right behind McCarthy in party leadership. But we really don't know if the 20 rebels, as they're being called, would actually be willing to support him or who they might support at all. It's important to note McCarthy says he's just not giving up. But you can bet that behind closed doors right now, there are a lot of other names that are being tossed about to see if they can come to some sort of consensus.
All right, we'll see what happens tonight, Teresa.
We'll continue to follow it.
Yeah, and you wonder whoever is elected Speaker, under what terms are they going to have to serve?
It's going to be difficult.